Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Learn with Titan Sir. Today I am going to discuss about the decision statements available in C programming. Okay, what are the decision statements which we have in C programming? I am going to discuss about all those types. Okay, so let's continue. So what is decision statements? Decision statements are the statements which can transfer the control flow from one part to another part of the program. Suppose you are going in one direction. To change the direction of your program, we use decision statement to take decisions. Okay. For taking decision, we use decision statement in simple words. Okay. And also it helps the programmer to determine how the flow of how the control will flow for a particular program. Okay. It helps to determine how the control will flow for a particular program. This is the main use of decision statements. Now let's see the what various types of decision statements. Okay, first one is if statement. Now if statement is used to check a particular condition. If you want to check one condition, then you can use if statement. Okay, then if else statement. Okay, these things I'll explain gradually. Okay, if else statement, then if elif statement. Okay, if elif and else statement actually. Fine. Then switch case, go to statement. Sometimes we call it as jump statement also. Okay, same thing. And loop control statement. So switch case, go to loop control statements. These things we will see in the next video. Okay. Now let's start. Let's try to understand the use of if statement. Okay. So what is the condition here? We need to check the value which has been given by the user is greater than less than 10 or no. Okay. First we need to check only less than 10. Fine. So in this case, see two things can be there. So suppose in A user is giving the value. Okay. Now here two things. Either A is less than 10. Okay, it can be true, it can be false. It is true and false, right? Because we do not know what value will be given by the user to A, right? It can be 10, it can be 9, it can be 12 also. Any number, anything, user can give anything because we are taking input from the user, right? So two things can happen here. One, the value which has been given by the user is less than 10. If it is less than 10, then true, fine, we'll follow this one. We'll print a message. If it is not less than 10, that means the value which has been given by the user is larger than 10 or equals to 10. In that case, this will come to the false part, right? Now, if you want to check only the true part, you don't want to consider the false part. Okay, right at this moment, suppose you don't want to consider the false part, only you want to deal with the true part. In that case, we will use only if statement. Okay, if you want to use both, then we will use if as well as else statement. I hope it is clear. If you want to consider only the true part, then if statement. If you want to consider both true and false, in that case you will use if as well as else statement. Is that clear, everyone? If and else. So when we need to use if and else? When we need to consider true as well as false, both the conditions, two outcomes. For a particular situation, there could be two outcomes. So when you need to consider both the outcomes, then you have to use if as well as else statement. Okay. Otherwise, only. Fine. So let's see the syntax of if statement and if else statement. So see, in case of if, here we need to specify the condition. Okay, here we need to specify the condition, then body. Now you must remember one thing here. If you want to put multiple statement, okay, multiple statement in the body part, then you have to use this one. For single statement, here you see only body I have written. For single statement, one statement. Single statement means for one statement. Okay, one statement. The statement can be anything. That one statement. For one statement, you don't need to give this bracket. Without this bracket also, it will work. Okay, I'll show you gradually with example also. Fine. So you must remember, if you want to put only one statement, then you don't need to give. But for multiple statement, you have to give. Is that clear? For single statement, you can give, you can ignore also. There is no problem. but in case of multiple statement you have to give this second bracket. Okay, so if else statement, so condition body part else part. Okay, in else this one. So see, these things I have written in small letters. Fine. And after if else, these things you must remember. After if, then else, then else if. Okay, then for loop. Okay, while loop, then do while loop. You should not use semicolon. You should not use semicolon. Is that clear, everyone? You should not use semicolon. Okay, let's see one program here. Write a program to check whether the entered number is less than 10 or not. Okay, now see here in the first program, this one, hash include conio.h, these things already I have discussed, so I am not going to discuss about all those things. Void main int a, I am taking input, I am taking printing a message for entering the value of a, I am scanning the value. This is type modifier, already I said earlier. So I am checking if a less than 10, print percentage d is less than 10. That means here percentage d means the value of a, whatever value will be given by the user, that value will come here. So suppose I have given say 9, so 9 is less than 10, it will print 9 is less than 10. Okay, but if I give say suppose 10 greater than equals to 10, if I provide any value which is greater than or equals to 10, then there will be no output. Okay, it will not produce any output. Why? Because here I have not considered the else part, here I have not considered the false part, I have only considered the true part. Here only true part has been considered. Okay, as I have considered only the true part, that's why there will be no output for the value of a which is greater than equals to 10. If the value which is given by the user, that value is greater than or equals to 10, then there will be no output for this program. Why? As I said, we have considered here only the true part. Okay, now let's see another part with else one. So same thing here, header files void main. Here I have declared the variable a. This is declaration of variable. Okay, declaration of variable here. Okay, declaration of variable. Here print message, here I am taking the input, here I am comparing. Now here percentage d is less than 10 a. So if a is the value of a is less than 10, then this message will be printed. Now if the value is greater than equals to 10, then this message will be printed. Because if a is not less than 10, then it will control will come to the else part. Okay, see, control will be shifted to else part. So in the else part, what we have, percentage d is not less than 10. It not is not less than 10. It might be equals to 10. It might be larger than 10. We don't need to bother about that. But we are sure that this value is not less than 10. So we are printing the message. Is that clear, everyone? So this is how we can use if statement and else statement. You must understand when you need to use else and when you want to skip. If you want to consider only true value, only the true condition one, then you can continue with the if part. Otherwise, if you want to consider both, as I said earlier also, you need to consider both if as well as else. Clear, everyone? Now see another scenario. Okay, write a C program to find larger number between two numbers. Now here what we need to do, we need to find out the larger number between two numbers. Now here the variables I have taken a and b, and one thing here you can see with one statement how we can take multiple inputs. This one in earlier videos I did not show you, so that's why I have added this statement here like this. This way we can take multiple inputs within a single scanf. But you need to remember number of inputs, number of type modifiers you have to define. Is that clear? Now here you see whenever we need to consider two values. Okay, larger number between two numbers. So numbers are a and b. Now what could be the condition? In one case I have given 2, this one I have given 3. Okay, fine. So b will be larger. B is larger, no problem. Now I am giving 3, 2. Fine. A is larger here. Now another case is that if both the numbers are equal, here equal, both the numbers are equal. So see how many conditions are there? 3 conditions, 3 cases are there. Okay, 3 input sequence can be there. Out of these 3, anyone anyone will be entered by the user. The values are not fixed for 2 and 3. It can be anything, any values. Okay, I have just taken one example here. Okay, now you see here for the first case. If I give for A, for this one, if I give say for A I am giving say 10, for B I am giving say 8. So in that case it will print A is larger than B. Fine. In the next case, for A I am giving 15, for B I am giving 19. Okay. Now see what it will print. B is larger than A. Fine. B is larger than A because 19 is greater than 15, and 19 is the value of whom? B, and this is A. So B is larger than A. Perfectly fine. Now what if I enter the value 100 and 100? For A also 100, for B also 100. In that case, what will happen? Now, in that case, A, that is 100, is not greater than B. 100 is not greater than 100. Condition is false. If the condition is false, it will come to the else part. As a result, what it will print? It will print B is larger. B is larger than A. Okay, it will print B is larger than A, which is a wrong message. Why? Because 100, the value of B is 100. 100 is not larger than 100. This is false. Clear? So here this program is partially correct. Now you see here I have written in the heading part, this is partially correct. Why it is partially correct? Because for these two cases, only for these two cases, that is 2 and 3 or 3 and 2, means either of these values are larger. For this condition, these two conditions only, this program will give you the correct output. I hope it is clear. When if you enter the values A greater than B or A less than B, only for these two cases it will give you the correct output. But if you put the value A equals to B, in that case it will put wrong message. Is that clear? It will put wrong message. Now let's see how to rectify this problem. To rectify this problem, here you see how many cases are there? 3 cases, right? We have 3 cases. So as we know that what 2 cases we need to compare and 1 case we can put in the else part. So 2 cases we need to check. That means multiple if statement required. That means here what we need? We need a else if statement. Okay. So let's see the syntax of else if statement. Okay. So see here first, if statement, condition, body, same thing here, bracket. If multiple statement, then bracket is required, otherwise bracket is not required. If statement, body, then else statement, this one. So here first what we'll do, we'll check A greater than B. Here we'll check B greater than A. Now we have checked both the condition, A greater than B, B greater than A. Now apart from these two, only one condition is left, that is both are equal. A equals to B, that means equal. Okay, both are equal. So let's see how to do this one. So same thing, we need to take the first we need to define the header files. Okay, then void main, initialization of variable A, B, message for the user to enter value for A and B. I'm taking the input, scanning the input for the keyboard. Okay, from the user I'm checking A greater than B. If so, then A is larger than B. Else if, now you see the syntax here, else if. Here also I have written, actually here also I have written, in this portion also I have written, in here also you can see else if. Okay, B greater than A. If B greater than A, then B is larger than A. Okay, then else. Now I have checked both the conditions, A greater than B, B greater than A. Now apart from this, what is left? Both are equal. So in the else part directly we can write both are equal. Then get ch is get ch function is used to stable the output screen. Okay, so this is the program how we can solve. This is the solution of the program, that previous program as well as the same question only, larger number between two numbers. This is the 100% correct solution. Now any combination you can give. You can give 10, 20, you can give 40, 30. Okay, 40, 30, you can give 50, 50, you can give 50 minus 5, you can give minus 5, minus 2, any values you can give, minus 5, minus 5, anything you can give. For all the conditions it will print appropriate message. Is that clear? It will always print appropriate messages. I hope it is clear, everyone. Fine. So this is the use of else if statement. Means whenever you need to check multiple conditions, for that purpose we use else if statement. If, then else if. You can use one more thing you must remember, you can use any number of else if statement, but in a program, see, in a continuous statements, okay, one if and one else statement, except branching statement. Okay, I'm not going to tell you about nested if nested if you are using nested if, then this is different case. What is nested if and all these things we will see in the upcoming video. Okay, here just simply I want to explain the uses and the syntax of if else statement, if else if and else statement. Okay, so I hope it is clear and you don't have any confusion, right? If you have any confusion, you can write in the comment section so that I can rectify your doubts in the upcoming video. Okay, everyone? Okay, so let's see the practical implementation of if statement, if else statement, and if else if and else statement. Okay, so just let's see one simple program that I need to check whether the entered number is an even number. Just I need to check entered number is even. Okay, to check the given norm is even. Okay, this much I need to check. So here what we need to do, first we need to declare the variable. So I have declared a, so printf, then what, enter the value of a. Okay, enter the value of a, put semicolon. I need to scanf, okay, percentage d. As you know, this one is the type modifier identifier, so here will be ampersand a. Okay, now if a mod 2 equals to 0, now you must remember mod here, that percentage symbol. Okay, this percentage denotes the remainder. Okay, percentage means remainder. Okay, so this is called inline comment. Okay, see, this is called inline comment. Okay, half of the line will work and half of the portion will not work. So this is called inline comment. So here I'll write printf. Here see, only one statement I need to execute under if statement. That's why I don't need to put the second bracket. Okay, so printf, entered number is an even number. Okay, entered number is an even number. So let's see whether it executes or give me any error. No, fine, it is executing. So enter the value of a. Suppose here I am giving 34. So entered number is an even number. Perfectly fine. Now the problem is when I'll enter an odd number. So suppose 35. Now for 35 there is no output. Now what happens? So suppose you are filling up a form, and after filling up, once you have clicked on submit button, you are not getting any message whether it has been submitted or not. You are not sure. You are not able to understand whether you have submitted the form successfully or not. You got confused. Okay, so in this type of case we need to deal with both the conditions, true as well as false. If you are able to submit it successfully, then you should have a proper message that your form has been submitted or something, any a proper message. If you are not able to submit, if there is any error, then it should display, so these are the mistakes you have done, or maybe your form could not be submitted or something, whatever, one meaningful message should be there, right? So same thing happens here also. See, here I have given one odd number, now there is no message, nothing, no output. How user will understand what happened actually? So for that purpose, here we need to add one else statement. Okay, else printf entered number is an odd number. Okay, or you can write is not an even number, that is also correct. Now you see, if I execute this program and if I give say 23, which is an odd number, I'll get the appropriate message that entered number is an odd number. Is that clear, everyone? So this is why we need to use if and else statement. But in some cases we can use only if statement. You can ignore the else statement. There are certain programs, I'll show you gradually when I'll explain the for loop. That time I'll explain this part also. Okay. And now when we need to check multiple conditions. Okay. So suppose if I ask you to write a program, so suppose in this one I am editing. Okay. This one I am editing. I hope all of you have copied this program. If not, you can copy, and by the time let me write down the question. So, to check whether a number is divisible by 3 and 5 or only divisible by 3, or the number is not divisible by 3 and 5. Okay, 3 and 5. This one I need to check. Okay. So what is the program? That one number will enter, and then we need to check whether that number is divisible by 3 and 5, or only is divisible by 3, or it is divisible by both, or neither it is divisible by 3 nor 5. Okay. So suppose 11. Okay, 11 is not divisible by 3 and 5. Okay, 11 is not divisible by 3 and 5. Achha, let me add one more point here. Or only divisible by 5. Okay, divisible by 5, or the number is not divisible by 3 and 5. Okay, so here I have taken enter up to this, fine. Now here what I need to check whether the number is divisible by 3 and 5. So here we need to write and logical. Okay, logical operator we need to use here, double and. Okay, that means both the condition must be satisfied. Mod 5 equals to 0, then entered number is divisible by both 3 and 5. Okay, now else if, here I need to check whether the number is divisible by only 3. It might be possible, m mod 3 equals to 0. So suppose if I take 9, which is only divisible by 3 but not divisible by 5. Okay, so let me copy paste. Divisible by 3. Okay, so here I need to check 5. Okay, here I am checking 5. Divisible by 5, right? Else, now else entered known is not divisible by 3 and 5. Okay, now see, for how many conditions we need to check here? 1, 2, 3. 3 conditions I have to check. Total 4 conditions. So out of these 4 we can check 3, and 1 we can put under else statement. So first I have checked if it is divisible by 3 and 5, fine, it will print. Then whether it is divisible by 3 or not, then it is divisible by 5 or not, there will be no problem. So suppose 10, which is divisible by 5, but not by 3. Okay, accordingly it should display the message. Okay, so let's see the execution value of a. So suppose first let me give 6. Entered number is divisible by, okay, both, okay, this word I have not removed, so let me remove. Okay, now see, now if I execute and if I give 6, so entered number is divisible by 3. If I again execute, if I give 15, which is divisible by both 3 and 5. Now if I give 11, entered number is not divisible by 3 and 5. Okay, so I hope it is clear to you why we need to use else if statement, and you see the syntax of else if statement. Okay, I hope it is clear, everyone. So if it is divisible by 3 and 5, first we are checking. For that purpose we need to use here double AND operator. Okay, that is and then that is logical AND operator. Okay, that means both the condition, this one also must 0 and this one also must be 0, then only this print statement will execute. Is that clear, everyone? I hope it is clear. Still, if you have any problem, you can put in the comment section so that I can clarify your doubts in the next video. Okay, so see, this one already I have told you that switch, go to, break, continue statement. Actually break and continue I'll explain with for loop. When I'll explain the for loop, with that video I'll explain break and continue statement. In that case you will understand it better ways. Okay, then loop statement, these things I'll explain in the upcoming video. Okay, switch, go to, all those things. For switch I'll make separate video so that you can understand specifically how to use the switch case and what is the difference between switch and if else statement. Okay, so thank you, everyone. Thank you for watching my video. If you like, then comment, share among your friends, and also do not forget to subscribe my channel, that is Learn with Titan Sir. Okay, thank you.